morning class! Handa na ba kayo para sa ating panibagong aralin ngayong araw? Okay, so bago tayo magsimula, nais ko munang malaman kung sinong lumiban sa ating klase. May lumiban ba? Okay, mahuhusay. Kung wala, tayo magsimula na sa ating aralin. At ngayon, may hinanda akong iba't ibang larawan. At nais kong tukuyin ito batay sa kanyang ipinapakita o ipinababatid. Para sa unang larawan, anong ipinapakita niya?
Negosyo.
Okay, siya ay nagpaplano ng negosyo. Sunod,
Nagbubungkal.
ng ano po?
Ng lupa.
Okay, so pinapakita dito sa larawan na nagbubungkal ng lupa yung mga magsasaka. At para sa pangatlong larawan,
Ang arts.
okay, siya ay gumagawa ng arts or likhang sining. At pang-apat,
Gumagawa ng mga kagamitan.
okay, mahusay. Siya ay gumagawa ng mga iba't ibang kagamitan. Ngayon, tatalakayin na natin ang ating aralin. Strategies in Teaching Agriculture, Industrial Arts, and Entrepreneurship. So, iba't ibang estratehiya sa pagtuturo ng agrikultura, sining pang-industriya at pangkabuhayan. Teaching refers to giving information, ideas, and principles by an authority such as a teacher or an expert. The teacher or the expert should always find different strategies in teaching. The goal is so that the student can understand more easier about the subject. So, ang pagtuturo daw ay tumutukoy sa pagbibigay ng impormasyon, idea, na nagmumula sa guro. Then, ang guro daw dapat ay humahanap ng angkop na estratehiya para dun sa kanyang aralin na ituturo upang mas madaling maunawaan ng estudyante. Teaching strategies are methods and techniques that a teacher will use to support their pupils or student through the learning process. A teacher will choose the teaching strategy most suitable to the topic being studied, the level of expertise of the learner, and the stage in their learning journey. So, ang pagtuturo daw ng iba't ibang estratehiya at paraan at technique ay sumusuporta doon sa proseso ng pagkatuto ng bawat estudyante. Then, dito daw ay dapat yung guro is pumipili ng angkop na mas suitable na strategy para dun sa aralin na ibibigay niya or ituturo niya dun sa mga estudyante. Now, let's talk about the teaching strategies in agriculture and industrial arts. So, the first strategies is demonstration method. So, it is the actual showing of what will be learned. So, ito daw yung actual na kung ano yung matututunan. Next is teachers are called demonstrator. So, yung guro daw yung tagapagturo dito or sa kanya nagmumula yung paano ba matututo. It is done by actual performance using the real objects and models. So, ito daw ay ginagawa sa pamamagitan ng actual na pagpa-perform gamit yung mga real objects para maipakita yung paraan ng demonstration method. The best way to teach how is to show how. So, sabi, ang pagtuturo kung paano daw matuto is ipakita kung paano ito magagawa or paano ito gagawin. So, now we have two types of demonstration method. The first one is demonstration product. Teaching method that show learner how to do a task using sequential instruction with the end goal of having learners perform the task independently. So, for example, here in the picture, so, dito pinapakita yung kung ano ba yung dapat gawin at hindi dapat gawin dun sa demonstration product. Dito may instruction na ibibigay yung instructor or yung demonstrator. Then, yung estudyante naman is gagawin niya independently. Next is demonstration of a process. The process of teaching someone how to make or do something in a step-by-step process. As you show how you told what you are doing, a demonstration always has a finished product. So, kung makikita nyo dito sa picture, merong step-by-step process. So, merong step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and step 6. Ito yung step by step na paggaganchilyo. Then, meron dyan pagkatapos ng ano na, is may finished product na siya. Now, let's talk about the second strategies, which is discussion method. So, there is a temporary difference of opinion, at least concerning a situation. Involves an interchange of question and ideas among the participants. So, dito sa discussion method is, meron daw na pagkakaiba na opinion base doon sa sitwasyon na kinaharap. And merong mga question and ideas na nagmumula doon sa iba't ibang participants na kasali. Third strategy is lecture method. So, only the teacher speak and the students are merely listener. So, yung teacher lang daw yung nagsasalita and yung students, ang ginagawa niya lang is makinig. So, in the classroom instruction, the teacher is the sole resource of information. So, sa loob ng classroom, ang teacher lang daw yung nagbibigay or sa kanya lang nagmumula yung mga information. For project method. So, in project method, is a teaching method that requires the student to present a concerted form of the result of information gathered about a concept, principle, or innovation. So, dito sa project method is pinapresent ng mga estudyante yung mga information or yung mga impormasyon na na-gather nila. So, ang project-based method pala is mayroong types. So, we have individual projects. So, mag-isa ka lang, individual mo siyang ginagawa. Then, group project is sama-sama kayo or by group. Marami kayo sa isang group. Then, simple project and complex project. So, let's cooperative learning approach. So, in cooperative learning approach, using various levels of talent. So, meron daw dito iba't ibang level ng talento or kakayahan. Then, using variety of learning activities to improve understanding. So, dito, nagbibigay daw ng iba't ibang learning activities para ma-improve daw yung pagkatuto ng mga estudyante. Then, each person is responsible not only for their own learning, but also for the learning of their teammates. So, dito, hindi mo lang responsible na matuto ka, kundi responsible mo din na matuto yung mga kasama mo sa grupo mo. Dapat, natututo sila kasama mo. So, the sixth strategies is laboratory method. So, based on the learning principle, learning by doing, thus providing for the development of manipulative skills and managerial skills and acquisition of motor techniques. So, dito sa laboratory method is, ginagawa mo siya para matuto ka. So, dito, halimbawa, is yung step-by-step process ng paggaganchilyo. So, in that way, nakakapag-create ka or nakakagawa ka ng isang produkto na nagagamit mo yung skills mo doon. So, now, let's proceed on the teaching strategies and entrepreneurship. So, ano nga ba ang entrepreneurship? So, entrepreneurship is the process of developing, organizing, and running a new business to generate profit while taking on financial risk. So, dito daw sa entrepreneurship is sumusubok ka na isugal mo yung pera mo para makapagpatayo ka ng sarili mong business. Then, we have also a strategies here. So, first is turn class participation into speaking events. So, instead of standard class discussion, give student a chance to practice public speakings. So, dito, imbes na class discussion ka lang or lecture discussion ka lang, dapat binibigyan mo yung student mo ng chance na ma-practice yung kanilang public speaking. So, this work in any subject area. With these activities, kid feels positive pressure as they speak to an audience. So, entrepreneur, do this when pitching to investor or speaking to customer. So, halimbawa, yung activity na ibinigay mo sa kanila dito is yung pag-promote ng isang product through role play. So, in that way, napapractice nila yung public speaking nila para ma-promote yung product na gusto nilang ibenta. So, second strategies in entrepreneurship is introduce project-based learning or PBL. When entrepreneurs launch a startup, they often begin by attempting to solve a narrowly defined problem. teachers can launch a PBL initiative that empowers students to define real-world problems and create solution for those problems. So dito sa PBL, dito yung teacher is bibigay ng isang project-based learning or activity na mamumulat yung mga estudyante dun sa pagsusolve ng isang real-world problems and makagawa sila ng solusyon dun sa problemang meron sila. Assessment technique. So, ang assessment technique, mayroong tatlong assessment which is formal, informal, and anecdotal. So, first, let's define the formal assessment. Is the ordinary way of assessing instruction. So, ito yung ordinaryong pag-assess kung ano ba yung knowledge or alam na ng isang student. And ibinibigay ito sa una pa lang. Then, informal assessment is observing learners act or follow instruction on what to do. So, dito naman, inoobserbahan yung mga learners kung paano ba susundin yung instruction na ibinigay sa kanila. Then, anecdotal is done by the teacher during guided instruction as she goes around and observe learners' understanding and performance in doing the learning activity. So, dito sa anecdotal, binibigay ito ng guro or ng teacher para malaman kung ano ba yung naintindihan na or kayang isagawa na ng isang student dun sa pinag-aralan nila. Then, tools that are frequently used in assessing the skills of learners are: first is performance-based. So, assessment requires learner to demonstrate knowledge and skills including the process by which they solve problems. So, dito, na-require na yung mga estudyante na i-demonstrate yung kaalaman na nila and yung kakayahan para makapag-solve na ng isang problem. Then, second is project-based rubric. So, rubrics is simply a list or set of criteria which define and describe the important components of the work being planned or evaluated. So, yung rubrics daw is yung ginagamit dun sa para evaluate or makapag-evaluate yung isang student dun sa project-based. Individual presentation. This is the process of presenting a topic or a planned activity to an audience where the individual may present it in a different methods like lecture, demonstration, or by the use of the computer-aided materials to convey and elaborate ideas. So, sa individual presentation, ito yung solong pagpapresent na ng isang topic in the audience. Then, dito, gumagamit daw yung isang individual ng iba't ibang methods para ma-deliver yung isang demo or yung isang topic dun sa audience. Now, let's proceed on activity.
Ngayon, dadako naman tayo sa inyong gawain. At sa unang gawain, match column A with column B. Write the letter of your answer on the blank space provided before each number. So, ito yung mga tanong. So, sa bawat katanungan, merong tamang sagot. So, ito yun. Dito kayo pipili ng tamang sagot. So, gawin nyo na to sa inyong papel. Tapos na ba ang lahat?
Opo.
Okay. So, maaari na ba nating sagutan? Opo. Sino maaaring sumagot sa number 1? Yes, Tana.
Each person is responsible not only for their own learning but also for the learning of their peers.
Okay, thank you. Very good. Sino maaaring sumagot sa ikalawa? Yes, Nigel.
It is a teaching method that requires the student to present a concerted form of the result of information gathered about the concept, principles of innovation.
Okay, very good. Tamang iyong sagot. At sa ikatlo? Yes?
It refers to the actual showing of what will be learned before the method.
Okay, very good. Number 4? Yes, Tala?
It innovates an interchange of questions and ideas among the participants. Letter C po.
Okay, very good. Tama ang iyong sagot. And last number? Yes, Nigel?
It is a teaching method where the teacher is the one who speaks source of information, while the students are merely listening.
Okay, very good. So, maaari bang malaman ko kung sino ang nakakuha ng mataas na marka? Okay, very good. Halos lahat kayo ay nakakuha ng mataas na marka. Ngayon, ay dadako naman tayo sa ikalawang activity. Ngayon, ang gagawin nyo sa activity 2, identify and write each word in a right category. So, ito yung mga word. And then, ilalagay nyo lang siya kung saang kategorya siya nakaangkop. So, maaaring isagutan nyo muna sa inyong papel. Gusto ba ang lahat? So, sinong maaaring maglagay ng kanyang sagot sa agriculture? Yes, Nigel? Okay, very good. Tama ang iyong mga nilagay. Sinong maaaring sumagot sa industrial arts? Yes, Tala?
Woodworking, craft, recycling of waste materials.
Okay, mahusay. Tama ang lahat ng iyong nilagay. At sa huli, at entrepreneurship. Sinong maaaring magbigay ng sagot? Yes? Leon?
Promoting product, manufacturing, business plan.
Okay, very good. Lahat ay nakapagbigay or tama ang kanilang sinagot. Ngayon ay dadako naman tayo sa inyong ikatlong activity. Ngayon, sa inyong ikatlong gawain, ang gagawin nyo ay read each statement carefully and write the correct answer on the space provided before the number. So, ito yung mga katanungan. At sa bawat katanungan ay hahanapin nyo yung tamang kasagutan. So, maaari nyo nang sagutan ito sa inyong papel. Tapos na ba ang lahat? Opo. Okay, so sagutan na natin ang inyong gawain. Sinong maaaring sumagot sa unang katanungan? Yes, yan.
It is an assessment requires learners to demonstrate knowledge and skill, including the process by which they solve problem, performance, space.
Okay, tama ang iyong kasagutan. Very good. At number 2, yes, Tala?
It is an assessment technique done by the teacher during guided instruction as she goes around and observe learners' understanding and performance in doing the learning activity.
Okay, very good. Tama ang iyong kasagutan. And number 3, yes, Nigel?
It refers to the process of presenting a topic or a planned activity to an audience where the individual may present it in different methods, like lecture, demonstration, or by the use of computer-aided materials to convey and elaborate ideas. Individual presenting.
Okay, very good. Tama ang iyong sagot. And number 4, yes, yan.
It is an assessment technique observing the learners react or follow instructions on what to do. Informal assessment.
Okay, mahusay. Tama ang iyong kasagutan. And last number, yes, Tala?
The following are EPP tools that are frequently used in assessing the skills of learners, except DIPO.
Okay, very good. Lahat kayo ay nakakuha ng tamang sagot. So, sinong nakakuha ng mataas na marka? Okay, very good. Halos lahat kayo ay nakakuha ng mataas na marka. Ngayon, ay dadako naman tayo sa inyong activity. Sa panibagong activity. At para sa inyong pangkatang gawain, didivide ko kayo or ipapangkat ko kayo sa 3 grupo. At sa unang group, create a scenario in which it will show a job of being agriculture. And sa pangalawang group, create an object using the given materials. And sa last group, choose one product that you have and think a way to promote your product and show how will you convince your classmate to buy the product you have. Ngayon, pwede nyo lang umpisahan yung inyong presentation. Ready na bang lahat i-present ang kanilang task?
Opo.
Okay. Let's start in group 1. Okay, very good, group 1. Dahil na-present nyo ng maayos ang inyong task. Maaari na bang i-present ng group 2 ang kanilang napiling object? Okay. Very good, Group 2, dahil napakita nyo or nakakreate kayo ng maayos na materials or object. And last group, Group 3, maaari nyo na bang ipakita ang inyong presentation? Opo. Okay, very good. Good job, Group 3. Dahil naipakita or nakagawa kayo ng isang way kung paano nyo mapopromote or i-convince yung student or yung mga classmate nyo na bumili ng product na meron kayo. So, maaari bang bigyan natin ng 3 palakpak ang lahat ng grupo? Okay, very good. At ngayong naintindihan nyo na ang aralin or discussion natin today, ay magkakaroon tayo ng inyong pagsusulit. At sa inyong pagsusulit, sasagutan nyo ang mga tanong. So, maaari nyo sagutan ito sa inyong papel. Umpisahan na ang pagsasagot. Tapos na ba ang lahat? Maaari nyo bang ipasa ang inyong papel? Okay, thank you. Very good. Ngayon, maaari bang tanungin ko kung ano yung natutunan nyo ngayong araw? Sino maaaring magbigay ng kanyang kaalaman? Yes, yan.
Demonstrate method kasi po step-by-step process.
Okay, very good. Tama ang iyong kasagutan. Ito ay may sinusundan or may prosesong ginagawa. Yes, Tala?
Project method po kasi po pwede po dito ang individual or groupings ang paggawa.
Okay, very good. Thank you sa iyong sagot. At last, yes, Nigel?
Cooperative learning approach po kasi po lahat po sila ay natutulungan sa kanilang gawain.
Okay, very good. Tama ang inyong kasagutan. So ako ay nagagalak dahil kayo ay may natutunan ngayong araw. Yun lang at maraming salamat. So see you tomorrow.